the futuristic with the animal research. So in this presentation, I'm going to be talking about animal research as a whole, how the examples with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and cancer have been proven in the past, and how that can therefore translate into the future, how the future can be applied through what has happened in the past, and then the connection of the future to the ethical debate. So the question that was asked was, should animals be used for biomedical research? And I said, yes, but only when we're looking at animal research through the futuristic lens and how it can affect people in the future. Society should be able to use animals for biomedical research if and only if animals are not put at risk or serious harm is upon them when the research is done. So about animal research in the future. So overall, we know animal research as using animals to help by using experiments and help to find solutions and medication and many cures for many different things for humans' benefit. And there are many different ways that we can look at this in the future. We can look at animal research, such as positives based on solely looking through the idea of the future. If we were to take away every single part and just look through just the future, we could see that because of many positives that have happened in the past, then why can't it also happen in the future? And the negatives being through the ethical debate that many people have talked about. It is that many animals are hurt by this animal research, and therefore it is very much a negative in the future. So the UCLA Newsroom was a article written by UCLA doctors and people at the college, and it highlighted the idea that in the past, people and scientists were able to use animal research to help develop breakthroughs in Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and cancer, specifically breast cancer. As the quote said, UCLA studies utilizing mice were the basis for human clinical traits. And later in the quote, it talks about how it led to a breakthrough in medication for breast cancer, which was one of the first successful gene-altering medications. So now I'm going to be diving into how it talked about Parkinson's. So Parkinson's disease is found in nearly 90,000 people in the United States per year, and there's nearly 10 million people in the world that have this condition. And through this, I wanted to relate it back to the idea that in the past, animal research was used to help diminish these numbers from much higher numbers to where they are today. And why isn't that stopping it from also decreasing the numbers in the future? Next, I'll be talking about cancer, and most specifically the breast cancer. So cancer, there are nearly 600,000 deaths to cancer every single year. And this data goes along with in the future, there's projected that there will be 1.2 million cases of cancer going on in the near future. And this relates back to the idea from what I said about the Parkinson's is, if in the past animal research is used to decrease the amount of people that have cancer or have complications based on cancer, then what will stop animal research from also helping to decrease it in the future with the many new studies and the many new technologies that we've created? So the ethical debate in the future. So the ethical debate over animal research is the idea that animal research in many forms has negatively affected both animals in many different ways, such as there is a quote that talks about towards the end it results in many animals having to be put down because of complications or many parts of this experimenting and researching. So therefore many people believe it, and we believe that it is morally not right to put animals through this treatment because they die as a result of it. So how the past can affect the future. As I've talked about many times for the examples of the Parkinson's and cancer and Alzheimer's, in the past animal research was used to produce many medications and cures for these specific diseases. And I want to go back to the idea of if we were able to do it in the past with the technologies we had in the past, then what is stopping us from using those technologies and the new technologies we have produced to be able to help us in the future? And then overall, just want to tie this back to my overall conclusion is the idea that we should be able to use animals for research in the future as long as we do not put them in harm's way for many different reasons.
Okay, thank you. Gage, a couple of questions. How did your research question evolve as you moved through the process? Let's wait till I stop. Did your research go in a different direction than you originally planned?
Yes, so when I was looking through my research, I initially was only going to talk about the idea of like how in the past it was seen many times how animal research like helped many breakthroughs, and then connected to why that could help in the future. But then I read about the UCLA newsroom talking about the specifics, so then I wanted to dive deeper into like the numbers based on Parkinson's and cancer and how they have decreased.
Okay, thank you. Explain the level of certainty you have about your conclusion?
So overall, the level of certainty that I have is that it connects this idea of the ethical debate, which is a lot of what many people talk about, which is the negatives with animal research, is how it affects animals in many negative ways, such as the dying, having to be put down, and then harm that they are caused by it. And then me including that into my conclusion, I think brings in many different opinions upon the issue.
All right, another round of applause.